Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. I know you're busy doing other stuff, but we try to make our shows interesting. I'm Dr. John, this is Let's Talk Chiropractic. This is Dr. Alex, hi brother. This is Connie Falatovich. She's been a friend of mine for a long time and then had a car accident. So Connie, just for 30 seconds, give people an idea, who are you?
I am Connie Falatovich, and I've been a client of Dr. John's over 30 years, even maybe more. And I went through a lot. I worked in a couple of factories and did a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to do and damaged my spine from my neck down to my bottom.
But it's been a joy over the years to fix up her boo-boos over the years. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about why she came here in the first place 30 years ago. Welcome back to Let's Talk Chiropractic. I'm Dr. John. You know, it's been a joy. I'm here 42 years, and Connie, I mean it. It's a joy, Dr. Alex, you'll see as time goes on. You develop these friendships, these relationships, and I think that's all our business is really about, getting people to trust you. But Connie, let's go way back. We're good friends all these years.
Oh, yes.
What brought you to me in the first place 30 years ago?
And a lot of pain.
I don't remember that.
I worked in a factory, couple factories anyway, and it started back in Pocono Net when I was doing bundles and lifting boxes and stuff, and then we went to Mobley, and let me tell you, my neck, shoulders, back was hurting so badly. And when you're lifting all those things and doing a lot of that repetitious, your body do hurt. And I mean, I hurt. So when I start hurting, someone told me, why don't you go try a chiropractor? I was definitely afraid of chiropractors because everybody gives you their horror stories.
They do.
And I said, all right. So somebody told me about you, Dr. John. And I said, well, I'll give him a call. So I gave him a call, and I tell you, I thought he died and went to heaven. Because I never got in my life thought the adjustments that I got and the care that I got and the compassion I got. I tell you, it was like a miracle. My body felt so great. I loved it. And I've been coming for over 30 years here to you.
But let's be honest now. On an MRI and x-rays, remember the disc spaces got very degenerated over time.
Yes.
From working so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So there came a point in time that even my care, I'm not being afraid to be honest on a TV
Right.
show, even my care was not enough for you.
Right.
The big decision we talked about, Dr. Alex, do you have any patients with a spinal stimulator?
I've seen it come through a couple times.
Okay.
I've seen sometimes they love it and sometimes they hate it.
Right. I have about 12 patients. 6 who took them back out, 6 who kept them. For some patients, Connie, that have severe pain, that even chiropractic care and epidural shots don't seem to help, talk to people a little bit about your spinal stimulator. Like, where is it located, first of all?
My spinal locators are one in my neck and one in my for my legs, the lower spine, in my back for my legs. Thank God I have it there because I have my legs today. Otherwise, I'd be in a wheelchair. But the one in my neck, so-so. I'm not too pleased with it because he nipped my nerve in the left shoulder when he was putting it in. So I had to turn it off till the shoulder healed because he cut it by accident. But anyhow, I love him. I mean, I don't know. If you're in that kind of pain, believe you me, if you can have your legs back, take the chance to do it because it's worth it. My son was upset with me because he said, why would you put something like that in your body, Mom? I said, if I can walk, I'm doing this. I am not going to live in a wheelchair. So that's why I did it. And
Alex,
I'm grateful.
We tried everything over the years.
He did everything
You get
possible.
someone in proper alignment, you try traction, you try laser. You go for epidural shots. And a lot of people, rather than getting surgery and cages put in, these stimulators, sometimes they work. So it's like a TENS unit. If people are watching the show, a TENS unit is like a little electrical box, but it's put inside her body. So that it gives like a gentle electricity. So it's that the brain overrides the pain in her legs because it's like bone on bone on an X-ray. So you know, my point is, actually, it's a joy. We were gentle over all of these years.
Oh my God!
We were never rough with her.
No, he's never rough. Oh,
but there
he's
came
so
a point
gentle.
that I just could not get her where. So when she asked me, I said, "Go for it, Connie. Worst case scenario, they could take it out if you don't like it."
Right. See, my whole spine is damaged. So I had to go this way. I didn't have no other way of going.
Yeah.
And plus I still have a bulge in my neck. They can't touch that because I have a hole on each side. So there's nothing they can do. They took out a bulge on my right side. Then they fixed the other, because I was standing on a chair and I fell.
No.
And it kicked the whole body out of whack because of all the other things that I did in my life. It just went ba-boom, like a bomb, and exploded. So that's where John couldn't help me anymore. But all those years, I tell you, he was fabulous, fabulous.
And as the years went by, we sort of got out of touch with each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
I didn't see you for a couple years, so let's take a break. We're going to talk about, tell us then,
was
you were in a
getting-
car accident, so you're going to tell
Before
us.
that, I was getting steroid shots.
Okay,
And
that's right.
And they caused me to be a diabetic. And that's why they did the surgeries, because this doctor gave me too many steroid shots. And they
okay.
were not helping me. So,
Okay, well, let's take a little break. We're going to come back. So I didn't see you for a couple years, and then a car accident occurred. Let's see what happens then. So go get a glass of cold water, come right back. Welcome back to Let's Talk Chiropractic. I'm Dr. John. This is Dr. Alex. This is Connie. Connie was telling how we were great friends over 30 years, that the best I could give her, Alex, it's frustrating when you pray to God, I cannot get this patient any better. A good doctor has to humble himself and say, what are the options? Patients will say that to me. They like the fact, I was taught in school, never go the medical option. Don't get steroids, but sometimes in the real world, you have to look for other doctors, and that's what we did for her. But Connie, let's talk about this car accident. And so I didn't see you for a couple years.
Right.
What was the date of the car accident?
it was February 10th.
2022.
2022 this year.
What happened in the car accident?
I was coming down 309, and a car just decided to pull out from the side.
So it hit you
street,
broadside.
And he stopped me in my tracks.
So right after the accident,
After that,
where did you go?
It took about a week to get an appointment from my family doctor.
Okay.
And then in the meantime, I was just putting ice or whatever, like I've always had. And I got in, and he said to get some adjustments on your neck and some massages. I said, okay. But I was afraid to drive, to be honest with you. I was afraid to drive because I just had that accident. I was shaken up. So I thought, I'll just go down the road and go to somewhere else. So I went there. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. I went there, and he gave me neck exercises, and then he started stretching my leg. And 2 hours, I went home after that. 2 hours later, I ended up getting pain in my leg. And I thought, okay, let it go for a couple days. Went back a couple times, and that was it. He did it again. I asked him not to. He did it again. And then I called and canceled everything with them. And then I called Dr. John, and he said, come right in the next day. And I did. And I've been coming ever since. He gave me adjustments, so gentle, let me tell you. And I got massages. They were amazing. And let me tell you, makes you feel a lot better, a lot better. And with Dr. John's help and the massages, I tell you, you'll walk out of here feeling like $1 million.
And there are no names, but just to clarify things, I feel, Connie, when someone is you were in a sideways whiplash accident, that gentle chiropractic care, the sooner the better. But the first person you went to, no names, but it was not a chiropractor, though. It was a physical therapist.
There is
Remember?
a chiropractor there.
Okay.
But I didn't get to see him.
Okay, yeah. So my point is, so that when they did all the physical therapy, Alex, and I love them. I think there's a time for chiropractic. There's a time for PT. Here's a woman in a bad accident, mainly a whiplash. I don't know why the guy stretched her leg back over her head. So my point is, though, you said it earlier. Let your doctor listen to you. That man never listened to you.
No,
The first
he
time
didn't.
you said don't do it. The second time you said don't do it, he did it again. So that's when you left. Then you came up here. Now, we never cracked your neck, right? We use a more gentle technique.
Yes.
People watching the show, Connie, they're in car accidents. They're afraid to see chiropractors.
Don't be
What would
afraid.
you say?
Oh my God, don't be afraid. Go for it. Let me tell you, you will be thanking God every day that you did. I said, because believe me, this man helped me over 30 some odd years. And I tell you, I wouldn't be here without him. Because he is so gentle and so compassionate and loving his customers. Let me tell you, his clients, they all love him, and I love him.
It's like a family.
And he
But
fixes you right up.
and just to give you some understanding, let's talk about insurance. When someone is in a car accident, you don't have to get a referral to see a chiropractor. They can call Dr. Alex immediately. You know, we call it, we want to see what their limitations are. Like, for example, the state limit is $5,000, which means when you're injured, you have a state minimum of $5,000 to get your body corrected. You know, all doctors combined. You know, some people get $25,000 coverage or $50,000 even if they think they need it. So when people come here, we adjusted you.
Yes.
We send the bills to your insurance. They pay us. There's no charge at all for you. So,
Right.
again, no referral. I think a lot of people, Alex, that are in car accidents, they don't realize that they can get, quote, free medical care, I'll call it. A medical doctor, you know, most people go to the hospital for CAT scans and MRIs. Then they see us. So adjustments and massages are covered. You felt so good. We closed your claim after what, like, was it 6 weeks, I think?
Yeah.
So in 6 weeks,
Yeah.
she felt great. We just closed
my
the
God,
claim
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
So
It was
tell people
awesome.
about when I first wanted to add on this 1,500 square feet next door for massage therapy. My neighbors were upset that massage therapy had a bad connotation. So to put some people at ease, what is like when you walk in that room? Tell people like, from day one, what do you do during the massage at this office?
You just lay on that bed and she does all the work. And let me tell you, you come out of there feeling amazing.
So it's
Amazing.
a 45-minute massage.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
Was she
Oh,
just doing your back?
She did my whole back, my neck, my back.
Okay.
And I tell you, it was awesome. Awesome. She's so good. And all three, I've had all three girls here. And let me tell you, each one is just as, great.
Because
Each one.
we try to train them to listen to the patient. I think
Yes.
that's one of the main thoughts of this show tonight is any doctor watching the show, any patient, because we hear this a lot, Alex, where doctors just have, I think, do you ever see it on TV? Someone is murdered and a cop has his own idea what happened. So then he then sort of finds the same result to prove what he already believed. Where I think a good doctor just has an open slate and just listen to the patient. So with the massages, we tell these girls to just listen if it's too deep or too gentle. So you're able to see all three girls, Alex, are like for 25 years. They have all great experience. So you just tell them, do a little bit more gentle, do a little bit more deeper.
Right.
So the tissues get rehabilitated by massage therapy. Right? I think, Alex, when a person's damaged, physical therapists, the goal is to strengthen the muscles. So when they do these strengthening exercises, my point is it's just too soon. Let us get you in alignment. Let's get the body to feel better. And then start maybe therapy. But I think sometimes they mean well, but they just do physical therapy too soon. Have you ever gone to a physical therapist yourself for any past sports injuries or anything?
I haven't gone to a physical therapist as in their office, but I happen to go to church with a couple of them, and I love to talk shop, and sometimes show me what you're doing, and so on. But I did want to cover, for any doctors out there, physical therapists, chiropractors, if a patient tells you no, and then you do the thing they told you not to do, and it involves physical contact to their body, that is a battery. That is a crime.
Yeah.
Do not do it. That is not okay.
Well,
So that was a terrible situation. And by the way, how can you ever trust him again?
I'd never. I'm done.
I should never
Told
go
you,
back
I was
again.
done. I didn't go back. I told him
course.
right on the phone. I'm going to see Dr. John Dagenwright. Sorry.
Because you trust him.
Yes.
That's what it
That's
falls
the
down
only
to.
man that I trust.
Yeah.
Because I was, bad enough I was hurting here, but he hadn't made me hurt here. And no, I don't. I
That
should
was
not have to
confusing.
hurt.
When she came in, remember, we're going to show people what we do on TV, but we did the leg check. So here's a woman complaining to this therapist and her family doctor, my neck hurts from the car accident. When she came to me, her right sacroiliac was a ½ inch off from him stretching her right leg back so far. So he added to her injuries. And
Wow.
I'm just glad that it takes courage. Some people, Alex, they just do what they're told.
Yeah.
It takes, she's not shy. Some people would not even say to him, that you hurt. They would just stop going. But she was able to say to him,
Don't
I'm
go
not
again.
coming back. And then she was able to come here. So it takes courage, but it's your body. I want patients to say that if this is their body, they have to do what they think is best for their body.
right.
So let's take a break now. We're going to actually go into the adjustment room.
Okay.
I want people to see with 2 spinal stimulators, with all the damage in your spine, how we were able to still help you. Let's take a break. We'll go down into the office.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. Hi folks, thanks for coming to my office. I'm excited that we're able to do these shows at the office, Connie. I think if I was somebody your age, watching this show, I'd say, geez, she says don't be afraid, but what's it actually like? Now people can see what the adjustment is like. So,
Please
as you know,
don't be afraid.
this is exactly
awesome.
what we do, right?
This is awesome, yes.
So we call this a high-low table. Some of my patients come in and say, thank God you have this table. The other guy I went to, there's some tables that don't come up, that you have to crawl on them. And if you're 80 years old and a lot of pain, it's not easy. So it's a little bit more expensive. But this high-low table, it comes up. When we go down, we're going to measure the length of her legs. She has a left and a right sacroiliac joint. From and again, I want to be clear about this. There are some chiropractors who hurt people. You know, everybody tries their best, but I wish that physical therapist could have said to you, Connie, I meant well, I wanted to help you, but he just was too aggressive. So I'm not trying to bang, everybody makes mistakes. Right. I'm just glad you had the courage to say, hey, this treatment is not working for me. Let's see if Dr. John's more gentle care can help you.
I know you will.
Okay, so this is exactly what we do, right, Connie? You came to the office, we put her on a table. We're going to measure the length of her legs. You look pretty in blue.
Oh, thank you.
So again, though she has fancy, I always tell patients, try to wear sneakers. Flip-flop season is coming. It's hard to do a leg check when the shoes are sort of...
Do you want me to take them off?
No, that's okay. I sort of push down on the heels. And Connie, it looks fine to me. So her legs look level, but that first visit, Dr. Alex, her right side was her painful side. It was a ½ inch off. So let me come around to this side, Ryan. And again, to a chiropractor, the angles are essential, just to share. So this is what I'm looking at. So if this is Connie's pelvis, her right side was down this far from the man stretching her too far. So I'm going to get on her right side and on this left side, and we're going to just use a little torque. And then we get it in place. She put ice on it. Within a week, she felt so much better. So we don't just rack and crack. There's a purpose. A line of drive is what we call it. I once had this one time. 5 physical therapists brought a physical therapist to me. A nice, slender, young 30-year-old girl. She could barely move. I made this adjustment. She was still hurting. The next day, they said it was like a miracle. So even those PTs, they said, we don't have the tables you guys have, though. And these tables do help. So again, I'm getting on her right sacroiliac joint and her left ischium. And all we do is just a gentle little push. The table drops a ¼ inch. It makes a noise, but allows us to realign her spine gently. None of the old-fashioned racking and cracking. And some people talk about it. That we always talk. We're not. Some people want a more rough. At her point in life, thin disc spaces, 2 stimulators. The last thing she needs is a rough chiropractor. So she trusted me, Alex, and all we did, we got in this side, and even my own posture, we just do a little tap. So it just shifts. New patients will say to me, I didn't feel anything. They expect a crack or a popping sound because that's what they were told. These bone cracking chiropractors are going to crack you. But Connie loves this table because you just tap it. Even her neck, Alex. And gosh, I would say for 20 years, I haven't cracked her neck at all because I know on x-rays and MRIs, I could see in my mind how her discs are so thin and arthritic.
Right.
We get around C5 is always like the weakest point. So I get back on her by her lamina junction. And it's the same thing. I'm just going to use my fingers to push straight down. Straight down. Nice and gentle. No racking, no cracking. So even when neurologists have said to me, don't go to a chiropractor, Alex, even the neurologists I think are told it's that racking. And at this point in her life, I agree with them. It would be scary to have that done. Dangerous even. But a knowledgeable chiropractor knows if you have these tables, you could be more gentle. I think almost any doctor would say to me, I had no idea that you chiropractors have improved your technique over time, that you know your limitations, you take into consideration what's going on with the patient, and we listen to the patient. So if I adjusted her right side, I tapped her neck, we don't crack her thoracic spine, we feel that's where the massage therapist. Connie goes into a room down the hall, Dr. Alex, to be a little bit more specific than what you said earlier. The massage girl leaves the room. Connie takes off your shirt, right? She lays face down. The girl uses warm oil, and she massages all the damaged tissues from the car accident. The girl leaves the room, Connie gets dressed. So I'm just being a little bit more specific because I think if I was a woman, I'd be wondering, I don't want anybody, even as a guy, when I used to play basketball, I hated when the coach said, John, you be on the shirts team versus back then it was shirts and skins.
Yeah.
So skins means, no we're all playing with guys, and what was the big deal to have my shirt off? So especially a woman, when people know it's professional, Connie gets a massage, the girl leaves the room, and then Connie gets dressed. It's in a nice, quiet, with that new part of our office back there. So Dr. Alex, I saw her twice a week. We do a billing to the insurance company once a month. And Connie, after 5-6 weeks, she said to me, John, I know I have more coverage, but I'm feeling great. I want you to close my claim. And I said, Connie, no problem. Again, listen to the patient. I don't try to, I know some guys, they try to see people 3-4 times a week for like 6-7 months. And I think you have to be careful as a chiropractor. Be ethical and be honest. When the patient feels fine, close the claim. God forbid if she's in another car accident in 2 years, then she could call her insurance and, Connie, where are you going to go if you have your next car accident?
Right here.
I know she would. Because, from this whole story, I think people are going to say, you know what? She listened to her doctor. She went to where he referred her. He must have been flabbergasted because you called your doctor, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And when she probably told him the truth, I bet you he was probably storming.
I went to see him too.
Yeah, here I refer this patient to this professional. I would love to hear that conversation. I'm sure the doctor probably called him and said, what are you doing? Here I'm referring you patients, and now this woman's getting proper care by her chiropractor. So I'm hoping, Connie, and again, no names, but the family of doctors that she goes to, I'm hoping that they start to say, you know what? These guys know what they're doing. Chiropractic care is covered under insurance. Let's send them up there for their car accidents. Okay? Okay, Connie, we're going to bring you up, okay?
Yep.
So the table, everybody, it brings the patient up. So again, if you're elderly with a bad knee or a bad hip, you don't have to worry about crawling on and off the table.
Yes.
But isn't that exactly what we did to you these last 6 weeks?
6 weeks, yes.
Good. So
Right.
nothing rough, nice and gentle. Connie, some people say to me on the streets, I like the rough stuff. That you're not going to get results if you don't get rough. They have it in their mind, Alex. And some patients, I do a little bit more for them. I think just to ease their own
If that's
mind.
what they need.
Yeah, but you don't need to be rough to get
You
good
don't.
results as a chiropractor.
No, you don't.
Well, I
No.
thank you for getting all dressed up.
Oh,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
coming. We've had good friendships for 30 years. Let's keep it for
Oh my
30
God,
more years.
30 more
okay?
years, yes. Thank you very
Thank
much. Thank you, Dr.
It's
John.
been fun.
And it was nice meeting you also.
Great meeting you.
And nice meeting you guys also. And good luck. And if anyone's out there hurting, please take my word. Come see Dr. John. You will not be sorry.